Hi, I'm Sunny Leone, and today I'm going to be straight up. Well, first of all, both my parents are from India. They're both Indian. I don't think that a lot of people know that. And I grew up in a very typical Punjabi home. We ate Indian food almost every single day. And I went to Gurdwara every Sunday, did Kirtan every Sunday. My nickname growing up from my father was Gogu. And from my brother was Kala. As a child, I was Daddy's little girl. I always knew that if I asked my dad something that I wanted or something I wanted from a store, if I wanted to go to a friend's house, I knew that if I asked my dad that I'd probably get what I wanted. My relationship with my brother when I was younger wasn't that great. We used to fight a lot and argue, but now my brother and I are so close. We are best of friends. We're also family. It's just my brother and I. Both my parents have passed away, so it's just the two of us. A little bit of a tomboy growing up. I played everything from soccer, basketball. I was a high jumper, track and field. I was part of the ping pong tournament. I played karate. I also figure skated. Obviously, most girls develop faster than all the boys do. So I was really tall. So I was always on the defense and always pushing the guys around. So there's so many different things that my parents made sure that we did, and I'm so thankful for that, and that's a really nice childhood memory that I have. My first crush was, I played a lot of sports growing up, so it was like Michael Jordan because he played for the Chicago Bulls and he was amazing. The first time that I was asked out on a date when I was 14, up until 14, I remember in grade school, we'd go to a dance. No one asked me to dance with them. I was like the only Indian girl in the school and a little bit of a dork. I think my parents were secretly happy that no one asked me to dance, by the way, because I remember going home and I said, nobody asked me to dance with them. I'd do a slow dance, Mom and Dad, and they're like, don't worry, beta, it's okay. And I think they were secretly very happy about that. The transformation from Karanjit Kaur Vora to Sunny Leone just kind of happened overnight. It wasn't something that I planned. I shot for a magazine, and then when I was doing the interview, they said, what do you want your name to be? And everybody had other different names, so I said, why shouldn't I? So I picked Sunny, which just happens to be my brother's nickname. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. If I knew back then what I do now, or if I knew that I was going to be this, I would have picked some other name. And then Leone was picked by the owner of the magazine. I decided in my head that I would tell my parents about who I was. I won Penthouse Pet of the Year because the last thing that I want is some auntie or uncle calling the house saying, do you know what your baby's doing? So it was something that I really wanted to make sure that I told them, and I didn't want it to be a surprise. And I went home and I sat them down and I said, Mom, Dad, I'm Penthouse Pet of the Year and I won $100,000. And there's silence. And my dad understood right away what I was talking about. And it took my mother a few minutes to figure it out. And finally she turned to me and she said, naked? And I was like, yeah. And then she started crying. And I would be lying to you if I said that they were supportive. But with time, they understood who I was. They respected me. I'm their only daughter. They slowly got over it, and we just got to a point where it's a don't ask, we don't talk about policy. So that's how Sunny came about. I have done probably almost every job you could think of. I was the girl who made the lemonade stand. I babysat, I was a tutor. My first job was I worked at a bakery. I worked at an insurance company. I worked at an oil change place where people change oils. You name it, I've probably worked there. When I entered the adult industry, I realized that this is a business and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And it's one of the sure things that will never go in recession at all. I saw it as a business and I turned it into a business because I figured that if I was going to be in this line of work, I wanted to make all the money for myself. It's my image, it's my body, it's my name, and That's how I saw it. So I always wanted to own my own company, and I think that was always a part of me. Something people don't know is when I post for Penthouse magazine, I got so much hate mail. So many people telling me, you're not a woman, you're not Indian, you're a disgrace. You name the name, and I was called it. And at 19, 20 years old, I'm sorry, but it affects you in some way. So I never had any aspirations to enter this world. It wasn't until Big Boss offered me a spot on the show, and at that point I didn't want to go on the show either because I just didn't want to go through the hate all over again. I don't think that I was mentally ready for so many people to hate me and call me names. Who wants that in life? So after discussing and all these different things, my husband and I sat down and we said, you know what? Let's do it. I used to watch Bollywood films growing up with my family. We'd watch them all the time growing up. It would be a weekend thing that my family would do together. I stopped watching Bollywood films when my mother died. I just couldn't bring myself to watch it because it reminded me of her. I didn't have the courage to. It would hurt to watch. So I stopped watching them until Bollywood happened. Daniel to me is my whole world. He's the light of my day. He's everything. He's a person that has supported me and been by my side through every sad moment, every ugly moment, every happy moment, everything in my life that could go wrong. He was there by my side before any of this. And he's the one person who has supported me through everything in Bollywood. I don't know about you, but I don't know many white boys out there that would be so open to somebody else's culture. He's embraced the Indian culture and embraced this country like he's Indian himself. And I'm a very, very lucky girl that has someone so supportive and who loves eating Indian food with me. This is a lighter film, and it's a family film, and it's a story that I love from the very beginning, and I love comedy. I've always loved comedy. The songs of Kuch Kuch Locha Hai are all amazing. Daru Pee Ke, I feel that it's like a drinking anthem because that's what we do. Daru Pee Ke dance kare. It's a story that I loved, and I'm happy that I got to finally make this movie, and people are gonna hopefully enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it.